We are told that Morales was wearing glasses like this. He took them off his face, even though he was wearing shackles, and literally broke them in half, ripping them to pieces, and using this large end piece to stab that officer in the car multiple times in the chest and the back. He then ran out of the car, headed this way on foot. He hasn't been seen in 12 hours. The pile of debris here, everywhere you look, is about 12 inches deep. Who knows what room I'm standing inside of? This is an oven here right next to a car that is totaled. This fire was caused by lightning. About 20 firefighters are still here, and you can take a live look right now. In fact, they are using the hose. You can probably hear it to fight this fire. It's been going on for about an hour now. The crook broke through the plaster wall to this Boost Mobile store and then as quickly as he could climbed inside. You could see how thick this plaster is that he had to break through. Then once inside, he walked immediately to the register, opened it up. We found pieces of the actual Bible all around this area. You can see that the holy book here is destroyed. It is completely charred and ripped to pieces. And with the freezing rain and the sleet still coming down on your cars, it is just nothing but sheets of ice here. We do have permission to go inside the house, so let's show you just how devastating a house fire can be. You can see the fire started here in the downstairs level of this two-story house. Now, the homeowners tell us it started in the kitchen and the small living room area. The thing about this ride, because you're on chains, so you're spinning around and you're twisting and the wind is in your face, you're spinning and you're looking at the ground, and it's, oh boy. We're gonna walk now live with you. We just got on scene, so we don't have much information, but I can tell you what I can see here is I smell some smoke, and you can see the fire trucks here. It appears that the fire is out. There are still, I can see about a dozen firefighters still here at the Lonesome Dove restaurant.
Walking our picket right here, minding our own business, doing what we needed to do. The signal up here for us to walk up here, we walk every 30 seconds, and then it'll go back to stop, and we usually let the cars in. We had a gentleman come across the street right here and hit one of our fellow employees out here and just mowed him right over and stuff out here. So.
He just, actually, live here, you can see the ambulance and the fire truck right now arriving on scene. Snuffy Dupree just walked us through what happened. Again, this is very breaking news. Here comes the ambulance and the fire truck pulling in now. This happened just moments ago.
So yeah, so
you
Jeff,
can see, and Snuffy, as we keep. Go ahead, Deborah.
Yeah, Jeff, I'm curious about something. So these workers are on the public street, and when you say this guy plowed through them, I mean, that makes me think he was going pretty fast on this public street.
Well, this is a strike, Deborah, so they're walking across the crosswalk here, and they're doing it, and they're pushing the light to cross legally. They're only really crossing the street when the walk sign's up,
okay.
And that's what happened here, but the employee did not want to who drove through did not want to wait. Was obviously upset about seeing the strike and seeing the picket line, and he plowed through. Here come the firefighters right now live to treat this man who's obviously hurt. Now I'm going to ask Snuffy Dupree one last question. Tell me how you're trying to stay safe. Obviously you're on strike, so you want the other workers who are not with you to see what you guys are doing and to hear your message, but how do you stay safe here?
We watch the walkway up here. Excuse me. We watch the walkway up here. We keep an eye on each other because we're all brothers and sisters out here in the union, and doing the crossway out here and make sure the sign when it comes to the stop that we stop and go from there.
All right, thank you, Snuffy. And as you can see, this man is being treated for a leg injury right now. We're going to stay here on scene. We'll throw it back to you as we work to get new information about what happened. More police officers now arriving on scene as this man is being treated right now for what happened, his injuries, in this first few hours of this strike.
Yeah,
back
Jeff,
to you guys.
okay.
When Cole Curley ran out of his house right after the tornado, his parents covered his eyes with their hands. They did not want him to see the destruction until now. Step by step, carefully avoiding the broken glass, we were with 6-year-old Cole Curley as he saw, for the first time, what happened to his house. He didn't blink much, and from looking at his face, you can sense his shock and bewilderment.
What do you think, buddy?
Wow.
Much of the roof is gone. Nearly every room is damaged.
Yeah, I was scared, and everything in the bathroom, I heard this different thing. And then I thought something blew off the roof.
I asked Cole to take us to that bathroom.
I was sitting right here, like right here, and my little brother, he was like right here.
He said he prayed with his parents. I asked him to share that prayer with us.
God, please let this storm pass. Please let us be okay.
And everyone is okay. Cole's dad brought him back to the house today so Cole could learn a valuable lesson: perseverance.
We're going to get it fixed, and that we live in a good house, and it'll be even better when we're done with it.
The family is staying at a hotel right now. Cole tells me he is ready to go back to kindergarten class. In Cleburne, Jeff Smith, NBC5. Heated, chaotic, and very, very loud, Mark. Now remember, Republicans had the votes to pass this abortion bill, and they succeeded in cutting short Senator Wendy Davis's filibuster before it was supposed to end. That outraged hundreds of her supporters and forced state troopers to take action. State troopers were ordered to clear the gallery, and many abortion rights supporters refused to leave. Troopers shoved this woman, pushed her back, and arrested her. Other women were also grabbed and dragged. They were angry that Republican lawmakers used parliamentary tactics to stop Senator Wendy Davis's filibuster before midnight.
I think it's a great opportunity for the state of Texas to protect the women and their rights, and also to protect the unborn.
Hundreds of abortion rights advocates stood shoulder to shoulder outside the gallery doors. They crammed every inch of space in the rotunda from the first floor to the fourth.
I'm happy to be here. This is government in action. This is the people coming together. The line wraps around the first floor twice and up the stairs to get into the gallery. This is a sea of orange, and there's some blue here, but both sides are represented.
Republican senators called for a vote before midnight. Protesters started screaming and clapping to delay the vote. My ears popped from the noise, and here's the report I filed at the stroke of midnight.
The vote is being taken right now. This is what it sounds like inside the rotunda. These screams are deafening.
Ultimately, the tactic worked. These screams delayed the vote until after midnight, meaning the bill was passed too late. And just an hour ago, Wendy Davis sent out this tweet: thanks to the powerful voices of thousands of Texans, Senate Bill 5 is dead. An incredible victory for Texas women and those who love them. It's the first tweet she sent out in more than a day. One would imagine she finally had something to eat and drink and probably use the bathroom before sending that tweet. President Obama also sending in his congratulations, saying that something special happened in Austin this morning. Back to you.
NBC5's Jeff Smith is live in Cleburne now, where he's just been given exclusive access to a part of the city that's really bad, suffered some really bad damage. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning, Mark. Take a look where I'm standing. This is just one home. There are easily about 24 homes just like this one with this much damage. Take a look. You can see all of these bricks here in the front yard, hundreds of bricks like this thrown across the yard here. The roof is ripped off. You can see the pieces of lumber ripped off. The shingling is all gone. I wanted to show you, physically, how heavy this is. This is just one piece of wood from the roof, just ripped off like it was nothing. And it's easy to see why there's no power here, because take a look at those power lines. They are completely ripped to shreds. They are covering the streets here in Cleburne. Some of these power poles, when we drove through, they are snapped like twigs, literally in half. So much of the town is without power. Dozens of homes have serious damage. We just talked with one woman, in fact, who lived through this nightmare. Here's what she had to say.
I've never been through a tornado before in my life. It's the scariest I've ever been. I don't know. I have nightmares about tornadoes every year, and I lived through one tonight.
And when you look through this devastation live here in Cleburne, it really is a miracle that no one was seriously hurt. We can tell you that 7 people were transported to the hospital with minor injuries. We're told it's a lot of cuts and that kind of thing from broken glass, but no one seriously hurt, no deaths. Again, like you mentioned, the schools are closed for today. The buildings have serious damage. And I want to point out that there is damage like this all over town here. And at sunrise, search and rescue teams from around North Texas will be here going door to door, checking for people trapped in the rubble. They don't think there's anyone trapped, but they need to cross every T and dot every I, and they will be going door to door in just a few hours. Mark and Deborah. The Connally Cadets and the West Trojans are normally arch rivals, but now they are joined together in tragedy.
Good morning, ladies.
Part of Connally High School is functioning as West's middle and high school for the rest of the year.
Since the explosion's kind of been rough.
We caught up with the high schoolers as hundreds of them boarded the buses that will take them to their new home.
It's going to be different because of new location and everything. It's probably going to be a little bit nervous.
How do you feel about it?
Got butterflies in my stomach.
West's intermediate school was destroyed by the explosion, and the middle and high schools are also closed because of shattered windows and structural damage. Many of those students are using extra classroom space at West Elementary for the time being.
I had a lot of family and friends and everything, and I just don't have homes anymore. Her father's home is destroyed.
For Elizabeth Bishop, dropping her daughter off was a powerful experience.
And I know today's going to be an emotional day for everybody, and I think it might hit her today a little bit more than it has the last couple of days.
Even for teachers, it's been rough.
Everybody's affected because we're all so intermingled.
They'll give out hugs, offer support, and do their best to answer any questions the kids have. 3 children in Anna Urbanovsky's 2nd grade class lost their homes.
I know that 3 of just my students were living in that area, and I know they're okay, but I just want to hug them, just see them and hug them.
And from West to Waco, today is a day of hugs, handshakes, and warm embraces. Other school districts across Texas stepped up to help. Grand Prairie, for example, donated portable classrooms, and Spring donated those school buses to get the students here. In Waco, Jeff Smith, NBC5.